Welcome to the Women's History Month Employee Recognition Luncheon. My name is Lisa Roman. I am the assistant to Director Grady Stevenson of Community Relations, and I am the Women's History Month Committee Chair. I want to thank Mayor Bibb for supporting all the events that transpired during Women's History Month and maintaining an environment where women who work for the city are valued, respected, and appreciated. I also want to thank Chief Sonia Pryor-Jones for her unwavering support and being a leader that we can all aspire to emulate. Director Grady Stevenson, thank you for trusting us and encouraging us to move forward even when we felt overwhelmed. At this time, I want to introduce Director Grady Stevenson.
On behalf of Mayor Bibb, our 58th mayor of the city of Cleveland, and my Chief Sonia Pryor-Jones, and the Community Relations Board, we welcome you today. We have an outstanding month. We've had an outstanding month, and the team has worked hard and diligent to make all of this and these recognitions happen. The dedicated, hardworking women that work for the city of Cleveland. So if you wouldn't mind, would you just put your hands together and let's applaud those women today. It is our privilege to take a few hours to salute you and tell you that you are appreciated. Thanks to the team, Kelly, Patty, Tammy, Tiffany, and of course, Elizabeth. Thank you for the hard work, the many hours that you guys have put together this month to celebrate these women. So if you wouldn't mind, help me to celebrate this committee of women that helped to put this on. No, I can stand here, as a preacher, I can stand here for hours. You give me a mic and I can stand here and I can talk. But unfortunately, our mayor has another engagement that he has to attend, so I'm gonna move out of the way and let you all meet this wonderful man who has taken on the task of leading this city. So if you wouldn't mind, just help me welcome our 58th mayor, Mayor Bibb. Thank you.
Good morning. Well, I see purple is my favorite color, so I'm in good shape this morning. Well, I just want to say congratulations to all the women we are honoring here for this special occasion and event. And throughout the month, the biggest theme I've been talking about as we've been celebrating Women's History Month is the notion that a city that works for women is a city that can work for everybody. A city that works for women is a city that can work for everybody. And I've tried to embody that value and that spirit as it relates to my cabinet and my administration. I believe the majority of my cabinet is led by amazing female leaders. And as I've gotten to know many of you over the last couple months in my 81st day in office, I've just been so overwhelmed by your hard work, your can-do spirit, and your commitment to this great city. And as we've seen these historic hearings of our first, I believe we'll have our first Black woman on the Supreme Court. We can clap to that. It just amazes me, her composure, her grace, and her stick-to-itiveness to live up to those values. And I know that women go through so much in the workplace. I saw it through my mom's sacrifice as a social worker. And I know that if we continue to uplift women in this city, there's nothing we can't do to be a great city in this country. So thank you for your commitment to our great city. Thank you for your commitment to working in our administration, and know that you have the support of my administration as your mayor. And again, congratulations. Enjoy this wonderful lunch. I wish I could stay a little bit longer, but I know you're gonna have a great time. And thank you, Director Stevenson, for your hard work in making this event possible today. Thank you, guys.
This is always a special day for me. Being raised in a house by my mom and 5 sisters who were always doing over me. So having to celebrate women is always a special day for me. My chief is here, and you guys may not know, this is a busy time in City Hall for all of the chiefs and directors and the workers in general, but especially for the new administration that's coming in. So my chief graced us with her presence, and we want to give her an opportunity just to say hello to you guys because she has to run. So Chief Sonia Pryor Jones.
Thank you, Director Stevenson. And I just wanted to stop by and first of all congratulate all of our honorees who were acknowledged or are being acknowledged today for the great work that they're doing and the way that they represent women and the power and the love that we bring to all that we do. It is indeed a privilege to read your stories, to understand how you're contributing to the lives of all Clevelanders. So congratulations to you and to those who support you in your circle of family and friends. It wouldn't be Women's History Month without acknowledging the women who are right here in our local community, while also seeing some of the amazing things that are happening with and for women on the national stage. We would be remiss if we didn't think about what's happening in Washington, D.C. this week. And another woman who is being supported by so many women like you, maybe breaking another glass ceiling. So again, congratulations to all of you. For those I haven't had an opportunity to work with yet or meet yet, I look forward to our paths crossing and for us doing more to support women, which means we're supporting our families and our entire city. Have a good rest of your day.
Today, we're recognizing the women who work in various departments. These women were nominated by their directors to show their appreciation for their dedication and commitment. Besides the employees being recognized here today, we also want to give a shout out, and we had done this through social media, to the women in safety who work in dispatch. This was one of the things that Director Stevenson and I had discussed when we were in the beginning stages, that we wanted to focus, do something a little nice for the women who work in dispatch. Usually when we think first responders or safety, we think fire, EMS, and police, and sometimes the dispatch, they're the first people who get those calls. So I'm just gonna go through some of the names of some of the women that were honored through the social media during the month. From EMS, we had Sergeant Shalif Caldwell, Lisa Davis, Kimberly Dennis, Liz Garcia, Teresa Kinder, Bernadette Pierce, Jewel Smith, Danita Thomas. We also had Oksana Balak, Tracy Berger, Ashley Blair, Susan Bogart, Mylene Dalton, Endia Davis, Shaquila Dickerson, Antonisha Green, Jasmine Hall, Erica Harrison, Taisha Hummings, Crystal Johnson, Carly Camps, Janie Kincaid, Jelena Lockhart, Brittany McNamara, Angela Mumford, Catherine Zijakovic, Nicole Simpson, Brianne Skirl, and then from Fire, Lauren Phillips. Let's give these ladies a round of applause. I also want to thank our sponsors who made all of this possible: the City of Cleveland, Department of Community Relations, Cleveland Water, Wellness Works, TV 20, Cleveland Cavaliers, Margaret Wong and Associates, Steel Valley Credit Union, and Faith Fellowship Church. They sponsored all of the events that we were able to do this month for the ladies. I also want to give a shout out to Chrissy's Sweet Treats, Heaven Sent Fragrances, Cleveland Cavaliers, Touch of Glory gift baskets, again, Wellness Works and TB20, who contributed to the gift baskets that the gift bags that the ladies will receive today. And I have to give a special thanks to my team. If I ever have to do any other event, I told the director I want the same group of women. You guys were amazing. You guys never let me do anything by myself. You didn't wait for me to ask. You just came right in and lend a helping hand, and I truly, truly appreciate all of the work and all of the effort that you all did. I do have a special gift for you. It's coming a little later, but I got you guys. So thank you, Kelly, Patty, Tammy, and my last one, Kelly. So got Tiffany. Tiffany and I had a lot of late night phone calls sometimes, but before we continue, I'm going to introduce Pastor Rosa, who's going to come up and pray.
Hello, everyone. Let's do a prayer at this time. Heavenly Father, we gather here today. We ask that your peace be in our hearts, your grace be in our words, that your love be in our hands, and your joy be in our soul. May your love surround us, your spirit guide us, your voice cheers us, your peace calms us, your shield protects us, and your wisdom arm us. Wherever you may lead us on this day, we pray that you guide everyone today. In Jesus' name I pray, amen.
So as we prepare to honor the women, there's something not on the program that we want to take care of. I'm going to ask Director Grady Stevenson to come up. We have 2 honorable mentions that we want to present today. We have 2 special ladies who they don't technically work for community relations, but they do a lot of work for community relations. And I'm going to ask Edna West and Shelly Shockley. Let's give them a round of applause. You want to say some words?
So as Elizabeth said, they technically work for other departments, but they both know that they work for me. And once you work for me, isn't that right, Ms. Pointer? Once you work for me, you always work for me. So listen, I am so thankful to you both for always answering my calls, never saying no, and just making it happen. So I know I can't pay you for what you do, but I want you to know that we appreciate you. Department of Community Relations appreciates everything that you do. And if you want to have a couple words now, you can. Oh, no? And listen, y'all don't know this look I'm getting right now. It's like, you know what? Later on, yeah. Okay, so you sure? You want to say just a couple, 2 things? Yeah, 2 things. Come on.
Nice things, Edna. Nice things.
I just want to say thank you. It's just a privilege, you know. Sometimes you do your work, you come to work every day, you do what you're supposed to do what you're assigned to do, and sometimes you don't get a thank you. And that's all I ask for is a thank you, and then every other Wednesday, my paycheck and my account. So I just want to thank you, Director Stevenson.
I just want to say thank you, and as Edna has said, all you do is want to thank you. And one thing that I can say, the director is usually one who will say thank you for the work that you do. We all do this because we love what we do and we love our community. So I'm surprised, but thank you.
So thank you. Me with them?
Back there.
It was kind of like lunch the other day, Ms. Pointer.
Well, you started it all.
So at this time, we're going to prepare to do our recognition, and then we're going to hear from our keynote speaker. So I'm going to ask my team, the girls, to come on up, the ladies, the super women. So as I call your name, and I'm going to read what your nominator has said about you, you can come up to get your plaque, and whoever is here to represent that department, please come forward, whether it's the director or anybody else from your department. You can come on up to have your picture taken with the recipient. So, we are going to start here with Antoinette Allen from Building and Housing. Tony Allen stepped up to the interim director position after the departure of former Director Donald. She poured herself into the position and worked tirelessly to ensure that everything was getting done. Even before I came on board, Tony was helpful and informative and made my transition seamless. Tony is a wealth of information about the department and continues to provide invaluable assistance to me and the staff every day. She is always cheerful, welcoming, and helpful. We are fortunate to have such a loyal and knowledgeable employee in our department, Sally Martin. Congratulations. Cassandra Bledsoe is not here. Rhonda Curtis from the Law Department. Rhonda Curtis started with the Law Department in 2005 as an Assistant Director of Law. In 2006, she was promoted to Chief Assistant Director of Law and then to Chief Corporate Counsel in 2018. Rhonda is a dedicated attorney and a public servant who has been in public service for over 30 years. She helped transition the new administration and was instrumental in preparing the budgets for the Law Department. She is highly regarded by her peers as well as those in other departments. We are thankful she cares passionately about the city she lives and works in. Barbara Esperon. Barbara has been a tireless worker for OEO, monitoring over $1 billion in budget and helping businesses, large and small, as they participate on projects through the Department of Economic Development. Barbara has demonstrated great care in working with businesses. She provides excellent customer service. She is always kind and supportive of her coworkers. Barbara is an exemplary employee, and the city of Cleveland is lucky to have her. Barbara. Dawn Hartsong. When speaking about Dawn and why she should be recognized, the idea of using 100 words or less to do so is challenging, and here is why. When speaking of Dawn and how important she is to the Department of Public Safety, 100 words is not enough. During my tenure with safety, Dawn has been responsible for applying for and procuring numerous grants. As a direct result of her work, public safety has been able to hire additional officers, supplement the pay of others, process untested sexual assault kits, increasing the number of mental health co-responder teams, and bring crime prevention programming to piloted neighborhoods and a host of other noteworthy improvements. Public safety is grateful to have Dawn as a member of our team, and she should be recognized for her selflessness and ability to get things done. We thank Dawn for all that she is and all the things she brings to the table. Ramona Lowry is not here today. Tawanda McCoy is from the Department of Aging, and she is here with Director Mary McNamara. Tawanda is the lead staff member on processing the age-friendly home repair program applications at the Department of Aging. The popular program averages about 500 applications a year. She develops a personal relationship with each applicant. Each application requires various proofs of income and assets. She handles all of this with efficiency, accuracy, confidentiality, and kindness. I don't recall a time when I've asked about an applicant and she did not remember very specific details from memory. It continues to amaze me. Tawanda is always willing to assist any team member who needs it. She is a great team player who is very enthusiastic and committed to serving the residents of Cleveland. Joan Marie McGinty Burchak entered the Fire Training Academy on April 22nd, 1985, one of the first 10 females to join the ranks of Cleveland Division of Fire. Upon graduation, Joan was assigned to Engine 31 and began fighting fires the first day. The department was all male, no accommodations existed for females at the time, yet they adapted. Joan later joined the Fire Investigation Unit, completing Cleveland Police Academy in 1989. She spent 33 years on Cleveland Division of Fire. A mother of 3, she raised her family in Cleveland neighborhood she grew up. Joan, thank you.
Your boss and Mr. Husband now.
So now she's the boss. Tatiana Mcknight. I have to say I was really excited to see this nominee. Tatiana and I worked together for a few years and when she was in communications. So Tatiana recently joined the Department of Public Safety and has become such an asset to the team. With DPS experiencing hiring issues throughout safety divisions, recruiting has been thrust into the spotlight. As DPS works to establish an aggressive approach to recruiting, Tatiana has graciously stepped up and offered potential ideas, as well as offered her expertise. As it relates to marketing, strategic social media blasts, and the utilization of external partners in an effort to expand reach. With no prior knowledge as to how public safety operates, Tatiana has come on board and accepted any challenge presented to her. We are grateful for Tatiana's placement on team safety and are excited about the ideas she has brought to the table. Tatiana's knowledge of marketing, graphic design ability, and overall optimistic nature has been extremely helpful in moving Director Howard's vision forward. We would like to recognize Tatiana for all that she is and all that she will be. Stephanie Philibert from Economic Development. Stephanie has been a key member of the Economic Development staff for several years, and she should be recognized because she continues to go above and beyond required to serve our clients. She will meet businesses anywhere at any time to help them with their challenges. In addition, she is the first person to volunteer at any time to step in when needed to help keep the department running smoothly. For her selflessness and hard work, she should be recognized. Deborah Prater from Community Development. Deborah is responsible for contracting and payment processing aspects for $125 million in department resources. This represents the 8th largest entitlement amount given to cities and counties by the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development. Annually, she and her team contract with over 100 partners and process thousands of payments. During the COVID pandemic, she led this team into Herculean task of doubling the amount of grant funds expended using the same number of existing staff and limited technology for remote work. During my time with the city, I relied heavily on her counsel and expertise in order to manage the department. She is a true professional. Lisa Scafidi from Department of Safety was not able to attend today. Claire Seeholzer from Public Health. As a chemist for the Department of Public Health, Ms. Claire Seeholzer has dedicated the last 24 years operating the department's lead laboratory, analyzing close to 500,000 blood samples of children and adults impacted by lead exposure. Claire is a respected professional in this field and advises colleagues from across the state. Her interpersonal and communication skills create formidable working relationships with team members, families, concerned with the very sensitive health issues involving a child, medical profession, and department leadership. Claire's demonstrates a helpful attitude toward her responsibilities and impeccable work ethics in her role with our department. During her tenure, she has served and filled in multiple roles, including Chief of Lead Laboratory, Health Educator, and Phlebotomist. Thank you, Claire. Connie Smith from the airport. Connie has been a part of Cleveland Airport System family for over 18 years. Looking to further her education and expand her contributions to the organization, Connie completed her school to earn a degree in human resources, which led to her becoming a part of the HR team at Cleveland Hopkins International Airport. When the airport was looking for someone to manage their new opportunity center, Connie took the challenge with grace and determination. She is now leading the charge, helping everyone in the airport community by helping job seekers become part of the airport's diverse workforce. Thank you. Sharonda Watley from City Planning is not here, but I believe we're going to have Pamela Stevenson accept in her honor. Sharonda Watley has been a dedicated employee with City Planning for 9 years and has successfully led major planning projects that address the health and stabilization of neighborhoods in Cleveland. Her dedication to the residents of Cleveland can also be seen outside of her duties as a planner through her service on boards that focus on community health, wellness, and environmental justice. Sharonda is a great asset to our department and worthy of recognition. And last but definitely not least, Tony Tell from Community Relations. Tony T, as we call her, is our bougie queen. She's funny, energetic, and always willing to help. Her knowledge in program development and grant administration has helped take community relations to another level, enabling us to help our residents get the resources they need. We appreciate Tony and her dedication and loyalty to community relations. Let's give the ladies another round of applause.
Thank you, ladies. Thank you so much. I hope you all have enjoyed that meal that was prepared for you. If you wouldn't mind, let's give the caterer a round of applause for that wonderful meal. Now I have the pleasure of introducing our keynote speaker. And there's a lot of things I could say about this phenomenal woman, but I'll just choose a few words. One, she is outstanding in everything that she does. She's going to give you 100% of her and anybody else that she can drag in with her. You may not know her, you may not have ever worked with her, but if she needs something and you're there, you're going to be a part of the team and you're going to work and you're going to do what she asks you to do, because she just has that type of personality that can get anybody to do anything. I am so thankful and honored to have had the privilege of working under her, even though I was her supervisor. For many years in the Department of Community Relations, look, we shared an office together, and she taught me many things in that office. But the one thing I hold most dear to my heart is she taught me about the love and compassion that we should each have for each other. And for that, she became my sister from another mother, one that I could never replace. I could never ask anybody to stand in her shoes to do anything, because she is just that type of woman. And if you have known her for any length of time, you know that what I'm saying is the truth. Ms. Pointer will give you her all. So it is my pleasure to introduce to some of you Ms. Yvonne Pointer McCrary.
On December 6, 1984, my life was forever changed. We woke up like any other morning, preparing for the day. How was I to know that that was the day that my 14-year-old daughter, Gloria Pointer, was going to be sexually assaulted, raped, and murdered? It was 29 years after her homicide before the case was eventually solved due to my relentless search for her killer. Now, when I looked at women's history, I started to say, well, I'm going to just get up there and tell my story and sit down. But then when Lisa, thank you, and Director, for the invitation, when they told me that it was about tenacity and character and courage was your theme, I thought, oh, that describes me to a T. But what it doesn't say is that I am the most unlikely person to do the job. For real. I think that when God started his search for a person, he said, who can I get that knows nothing? That don't know how to do anything. So that's how I got involved with this. I became an empty vessel, just willing to do the work. So I wanted to just read this story to you from one of my books, and then I'm going to take my seat. I found that most people who do anything extraordinary don't do it in their own strength. All you have to do is search the history for anybody, and you're going to find out that they were ordinary people who were catapulted into an arena that they were unprepared for. You just pick it. I read daily from a book by Corrie ten Boom. I don't know if you're familiar with Corrie, but I'm telling you, pick anybody, Rosa Parks, Dorothy Height, anybody, and you're going to see yourself. So listen to this story. And it is hot in here, so I see people fanning, and maybe they can open a door or something so people don't pass out, myself included. There's a title of an article, and this story is called Oogie. It's a fable about a man and his dog. And as it goes, two men were sitting on the front porch. The day was hot and blistery as they sat in two extremely rickety old rocking chairs. Their only relief was a tall glass of ice-cold lemonade and an occasional dry summer breeze. An old bloodhound was lying lazily in the floor between them. The dog appeared to be sleeping quite soundly. The two men sat silently, lost in thought, when without warning, the bloodhound sat up and let out a gut-wrenching sound. Aoogie! After which, he laid back down and went to sleep. The owner of the dog kept rocking as his friend almost knocked over his glass of lemonade. Such a horrendous sound was startling. His friend decided to dismiss the sound, as if it was just an illusion. After all, the dog's owner hadn't even looked up. Tranquility engulfed the porch. The only movement was the rocking of the chairs and occasional buzzing of a bee. Then, as rapidly as before, the dog sat up. This time he let out a yelp even louder. Aoogie! Then, just as before, the dog assumed the sleeping position. The owner of the dog still didn't budge, but he just continued his slow and steady rocking back and forth, as he did without any concern for the world. His friend at this point was becoming a little uneasy. The third time, the dog lifted his head and let out a scream that shook the porch and almost caused both of the men to go sailing over the banister. It was piercing enough to vibrate them from their cushiony confines of the rocking chair. Ougie! Finally, the friend couldn't stand it any longer. He quits as the dog owner picked himself up off the floor, brushed off his pants, sat down, and began rocking back and forth, and drinking his lemonade as if nothing had happened. By now, his friend had grabbed him by the arm. He picked him up from the floor, staring at him, confused, and said, "Man, are you deaf? Can't you hear that dog of yours keep howling like that?" The dog owner never opened his eyes, nor acknowledged the question. This fueled the agitation of the friend even further. "Hey!" he shouted, thinking that possibly the owner was hard of hearing. "What's wrong with your dog?" The owner stopped rocking, slowly sat up as he was awakening from a trance. He reached for his glass of lemonade and appeared a little upset at the sight of the empty glass. With half eyes shut, he turned slowly towards his friend, who was now squeezing the life out of his arm. His friend was bulging eyes as he was sweating like a pig in a hot oven with anticipation. Finally, the dog owner spoke. "Man, I'm not thinking about that old hound dog. And all he does night and day is lay in that same spot and continue to make that awful noise. His problem is he's lying on a big old rusty nail. And when he gets sick and tired of the pain, he will move." Now, before you judge the dog owners, accusing him of being heartless, let me finish. The truth is, the man had the dog for years. They had actually grown old together. He had learned a while ago that this dog liked laying on the nail. And he knew that it had the nail in it, and no matter how much the owner tried to get him to move, that crazy dog kept going back to the same spot. The owner even went out of his way to create a more comfortable place on the porch for the dog. However, the dog wasn't having it. He became attached to that specific place, and he wasn't going to change. You might even ask yourself, why then didn't the owner just remove the nail? On the other hand, how many of you know that some nails in life are immovable? There's some moral to the story. I will leave you to discern the one that's best for you. The one I get out of this is the best thing that anyone can do to stop an out-of-control runaway freight train is to get off the track. Maybe the dog's owner can teach us a valuable lesson. That being, when a person is truly tired of experiencing the pain, no one will have to persuade them to move. They will have enough intelligence to do it for themselves. So the moral of that story is simply this. We see what's going on in our world. We see what's going on in our community. But so many of us have got comfortable with situations, and we refuse to move in spite of the pain. So I go back to my own story, that it's just like this. The pain was too excruciating for me to stay still. So when you look at all of the women in history, all they did was got tired of the pain and decided if it was to be, it was up to me. Somebody has to do something. I'm sorry I missed the mayor and all the different ones, because we keep saying, well, the mayor should do something. The president should do something. Somebody should do something. And I came here to tell you, you is it. God bless you.
Let's give Ms. Pointer another round of applause. Thank you, Ms. Pointer. Ms. Pointer had a dream one day that she retired from the city. It was just a dream. Get her.
The rest of them get the memo, but I am retired.
Really? Jakima, just wait. The 30th of April, of April, correct? You'll see her again, and she'll be working again for community relations. Again. Yes. So, Ms. Pointer, we have a gift for you. Now, some of you all won't understand this, but no.
Should have gotten her a can of Pepsi. That's my dream.
So, Ms. Pointer's drink of choice is a can of Pepsi. And when we shared offices together, she would come in there all the time, and I would be, "You don't need to be drinking that Pepsi." And she would look at me all the time and say, "Director?" No, I wasn't director at the time. I'm pastor. It could be crack cocaine. And so I stopped.
It could be crack.
I stopped ragging her about her Pepsi because I soon learned that Pepsi gets me through a lot of nights.
Now he's drinking it.
Now I'm drinking Pepsi, but something happened the other day. We had the privilege of having lunch together the other day to talk about a program that we're going to do on the 30th of April. And Ms. Pointer was telling Shelly and I something, and I almost ran out the restaurant because it was so funny, and she didn't know that this was coming. But she likes tea, I guess, now. And so, Ms. Pointer, we got you a tea cup with a spoon that you can
beautiful.
spoon out.
Look at that. That's beautiful. Minus the bug. Thank you.
I won't tell that part, but you can use this spoon, I'm sure.
Thank you. Yes.
And Shelly will know when you have used it. I'm sure you'll call her and let her know if you needed the spoon.
I do need this spoon.
But thank you so much.
That's beautiful.
So God bless you. I know we couldn't. I can never pay you for
That
what you
is
do
so
for
beautiful.
the residents of the city of Cleveland. So all I can do is say thank you, thank you, thank you from the bottom of my heart. You guys give her a hand again, please.
Thank you.
So before we conclude, I just want to ask any of our recipients or any of our guests who may have parked in the City of Cleveland parking lot, bring me your ticket, please, so that we can take care of that for you. I'm going to ask the recipients to stay for a few minutes. We want to take group pictures, and we want to have a nice picture taken at the staircase. So thank you, thank you, thank you all for coming. Thank you, directors, for your nominees. Thank you, recipients, for all of the work that you do. The work that you do helps community relations do the work that we have to do, because while we're different departments, we're one family. So thank you again to the girls from the committee team. Thank you, Director Stevenson. I think you should send me on vacation.
You got that coming.
Next week?
You can go on vacation.
Thank you. For a month? I guess he's not going to answer, but anyway, okay. So again, thank you, and once again, we're going to ask Pastor Colondres, who is also a newly appointed chaplain for the city of Cleveland. So.
Let's bow our heads and pray again. May the strength of God sustain us. May the power of God preserve us. May the hands of the God protect us. May the way of God direct us. May the love of God go with us this day and forever, as we never forget to thank you, and may your angels watch over us. Amen.
I just have one more person to thank, even though they're not here. Director had mentioned the decorators. It's actually the company Plantscape and Bloom, and it was actually my brother who did all of the decorations. So his name is Abner Rodriguez. So let's give them another round of applause. And again, I know we mentioned the caterer, Levi Caterings. And again, thank you all for coming, and enjoy the rest of your day. you.